Our series has been continuously acknowledged by all of you. Thank you very much. As a history teacher, have decided that let me conduct a series of ancient, medieval, modern world and art and culture. This subject is not tough. This subject is one of the easiest subjects. History, we go with chronology. Chronology plays a very important role in history. You have to understand the chronology and you can't pick topics here and there and study because you need to know what happened before. We can't change history. I am here to just replicate what has happened and I'm here to teach you a fact. There are only 13 topics in world history. If you know all the 13 topics factually, conceptually, I think your mains would be very easy. Dear students, I'm Kirthika, Faculty of History. So our series has been continuously acknowledged by all of you. Thank you very much. And I, as a history teacher, have decided that let me conduct a series of ancient, medieval, modern world and art and culture. So we have a separate playlist for ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, world history, so that chronology is maintained and students are getting benefited out of it. Since I can't give you all the details, but I'll make sure that we have a very quick revision and a very simple way of understanding because this subject is not tough. This subject is one of the easiest subject, though it looks very lengthy. It's kind of quite easy. So today the series would be world history. What is the syllabus of world history? To begin with, world history begins with industrial revolution. It begins with industrial revolution and it ends with disintegration of. It ends with the disintegration of the Soviet Union, or you can say USSR. This is our syllabus. See, whenever you study any particular topic, first know the syllabus. Whatever subjects you study, know the syllabus. History, we go with chronology. Chronology plays a very important role in history. And if you look at Industrial Revolution, it begins with 1750 AD. And Soviet Union got disintegrated in 1991 AD. So this is the bracket of world history. See, I keep giving brackets for ancient, medieval, modern, even art and culture, world history. Because you can't study history just like that. Then history will not sit with you. You have to understand the chronology and you can't pick topics here and there and study. Because you need to know what happened before. It's a kind of a continuous one, right? Chronology keeps maintained. So here, the first topic here is 1750 Industrial Revolution. So these are the topics. We have plenty of topics going on here. We have the American Revolution. We have the French Revolution. We have the unification of Italy and Germany. How was the world before the First World War? The First World War, the Russian Revolution, interwar period, the rise of dictators, that is emergence of Hitler and Mussolini. Getting it? In Russian Revolution, we have to discuss about Lenin and Stalin. Then we talk about the Second World War. Then we go on with the Cold War, the stages of Cold War, how was USSR formed, then what happened to Korea, what happened in Suez Canal crisis, what happened in Cuban Missile crisis, what happened to Vietnam, and why did USSR break. Then we have some other topics like China, we have apartheid in Africa, we have colonialism and decolonialism. So if we club it, this is the syllabus. What all I've just told, these are the syllabus of world history. So the first topic of world history would be Industrial Revolution. So I call it as IR, Industrial Revolution, which began in 1750 and almost ended in 1850 AD. And this is stage 1 of Industrial Revolution. So what is Industrial Revolution? It was an age of machines. This Industrial Revolution was peaceful. This Industrial Revolution was an evolution. This Industrial Revolution was slow, gradual, and began to spread. So initially it was not very huge, it was slow, gradual, began to spread. And where was Industrial Revolution born? It was born at England. So Britain was a mother country where IR was born, Industrial Revolution was born. When you look at Europe, we use the term European supremacy. See, with the beginning of modern era, European supremacy was the goal. He who says Europe says the world. So Europe and world, like how Indian history was North Indian history, it was like intertwined with each other. So Industrial Revolution began in Europe. So here it is an age of machine. Initially, man used to make, say for example, Britain was blessed with cotton. Britain was blessed with iron and coal deposits, iron and coal. With that, they started making steel. So they had plenty of resources. So, and Britain was the mother of colonies. She had plenty of colonies. Two colonies were there with her by now. One was America and one colony, India. When you look at 1750, almost. With the Battle of Plassey, we started, they started holding us. With Buxar, we almost fell into their hands. So colonies supplied raw materials. These raw materials helped them to keep on pushing on their finished goods and put them in their markets, and the concept of mercantilism came. So now when you look at it, what is that? From hand to machines, from small scale to large scale, from cottage industry to factories. Getting it? So it was a very kind of a gradual, slow and a steady pace where people started turning into a factory model. And initially, what did Britain choose was Britain chose cotton because she was blessed with plenty of cotton, reserves. That's what there is a very famous slogan. Whoever said cotton said industrial revolution. Because then stage one, the first revolution which took place was in the field of cotton. They were great inventors. They were great, scientists. Plenty of value addition was there in England. And that is why we say IR was born in England. This was a very famous PYQ. Now, what are the reasons or why at Britain? So, why did Industrial Revolution began at Britain? When you take it a first point, Britain had a blessed geography. If you look at Britain, Great Britain, it was an island disconnected from Europe through the English Channel. Getting it? And water energy was available, had the longest coastline. That's why we always say British Royal Navy. Naturally, Britain was a country known for its naval supremacy. Her geography played a very important role, and she was blessed with plenty of iron and coal deposits. The second reason why in Britain was she had a strong monarchy. Strong monarchy with the existence of the British Parliament. See, the British Parliament was so powerful that the House of Lords, the House of Commons collectively sat and framed policies for the country and the colonies as well. So they were very strong. See, the rulers may go weak. The Parliament was always very powerful. Since they had a strong monarchy, there was always peace and order. Or you can say there was always law and order which existed in Britain. For any country to thrive, you need law and order. So that was there at Britain. And Britain was a Protestant nation. Christianity had two forms. We have Catholic and Protestantism. Catholics naturally came under the Holy Roman Empire controlled by the Pope. So the Protestant movement with Martin Luther, getting it, gave birth to Protestantism. What does Protestantism encourage? They encourage scientific learning. They encourage output. So then naturally the scientific temperament was there with the Protestant country, which was a great impetus for Britain to thrive into the Industrial Revolution. And the fifth one, Britain had lots of skilled laborers. So skilled laborers were there in Britain. So naturally what happened? For to operate machines, you need skilled technicians. See, the population of London doubled by 1750, and the government had to give them some sort of employment. So all these were put into the factories, and a kind of a skilled, employment generation did take place. Of course, there is a negative point for Industrial Revolution, that Industrial Revolution created unemployment, that is unskilled unemployment. But here, skilled laborers, skilled unemployment was generated. And Britain was known for as a country of capitalism. She had plenty of money. She was blessed with raw material. So naturally, she had the best time. She had the best, space, and, money, capital investment was there. So naturally, all these made the IR to be born. The next one, great education was there at Britain. See, we have in 1686, they have made many schools and colleges started coming up. The great Oxford School, which became the Oxford College, Mary College, William College, Dartmouth College, all these great schools and colleges were very popular. Scientific learning was encouraged, so automatically education gave impetus. Man started thinking to make machine, and all the great inventors were born at Britain. Say, for example, inventors like John Kay, who invented the flying shuttle, the spinning wheel. Getting it? We have Richard Arkwright, James Hargreaves, Samuel Crompton, Elias Hu, Eli Whitney. All these, what all of them were born in Britain. And the country gave stipends for them to work on, and all their inventions were given a patent. So these machines started entering the cotton field. There was a big boom in IR. So cotton industries thrive like anything. If you are able to explain these 8 points in detail with example years and names, it will be a 100-word answer or maximum 150 word, a 1210 marker or a 12.5 marker. And this was one of the PYQ. Why was Industrial Revolution born at England? See, history is as simple as it is. The only thing you need to hear it from a teacher, understand the scenario, like why, how did it happen? We can't change history. I am here to just replicate what has happened, and I'm here to teach you a fact. But we are trying to connect all the facts through concepts, because world history, we do not have it in our prelims. We have world history only in our mains. So make sure there are only 13 topics in world history. If you know all the 13 topics factually, conceptually, I think your mains would be very, very easy. Hope it was useful. Start studying. Have a great learning. Thank you.